I spent weeks on this schedule, actual weeks, because I've been doing a lot of learning about my ADHD brain. Context switching, focus blocks, how to structure a workday so your brain isn't fighting you the whole time. I've done a deep dive on all of it. And I took everything I learned and I built what I genuinely believe is the best possible version of my work week. I have big goals for this year, and this schedule is how I'm going to get there. So I start using it. Week 1, my kids are out of school that Monday. Okay, one day, no big deal. This is fine. Week 2, I've got a marketing event on a Friday. Okay, it does take up 4 hours of my day. Kind of annoying, but that's all right. The next week, I have a doctor's appointment. And it's in the middle of the day. And it's 30 minutes from my house. While I'm en route to said doctor's appointment, I realize I have to stop at Sam's on the way home. Awesome. This was supposed to be a regular work day, a schedule day. And instead, I'm sitting at red lights, willing them to turn green faster. Accelerating a tad too fast because if I can get to the appointment sooner, I will be home sooner. My eyes are going back and forth from the clock to the road, and I'm doing the schedule math. Drive there, 30 minutes. Sit in the waiting room and visit with a doctor, at least 30 minutes, if I'm lucky. Drive to Sam's. Why do I have to go to Sam's? 20 minutes. Shop at Sam's, another 20 minutes, minimum. Drive home, 30 minutes. Unload the groceries, 15 minutes. Get food because I won't have had lunch, 15 minutes. Sit down at my desk and get my brain back together, 10 to 15 minutes. Oh my word. My whole workday is gone. That's literally hours. Hours of my workday just gone. And I can feel it disappearing in real time. My hands are gripping the steering wheel a little tighter than they need to be. My heart is starting to beat faster. And every red light feels so personal. Just go. Come on. Go. And the whole time my brain is thinking, this schedule is crap. It's not working. I spent all this time on it and it's not working. And I'm not even at the doctor's office yet. And I still have to go to Sam's. And I've already decided that thing I spent weeks building, it's broken. It doesn't work. It's useless. If you've ever been in that moment, convinced that one hard day just blew up the whole thing, that's exactly what we're talking about today.
You're managing what you always do, but your brain feels scattered and you just can't seem to pull it together. The Busy Brain Do-Over from Steady State Co. is your space to recover, reset, and restart, proud of how you show up again. Because you're not the problem, and you're not alone. Here, you'll find real tools and honest conversations to help you feel capable, steady, and like yourself again. Here's your host, Candace David, a fellow busy brain who believes life doesn't have to run perfectly to run well.
Okay, if that moment felt a little too familiar, you're definitely not alone. And quick thing before we keep going. If this podcast has been helpful for you, would you leave a quick 5-star rating and review? That helps other busy brains who feel behind find their way here too. And if you've already done so, thank you so much. That means a lot. Okay, let's get back to the show. So let's talk about what was happening in the car. Because there's something really specific going on. And it's not about the schedule. It's about the expectation built around it. Here's what happens in a busy brain when something doesn't go the way we planned or pictured. We don't think life got in the way this week. We think this isn't working. And those two things sound similar, maybe, but they are not the same. Life got in the way keeps the door open. this isn't working, closes it. And here's what makes it complicated. The expectation we're holding, we set it ourselves. Nobody gave it to us. We built it. We believed in it. We were pumped about it. Which means when real life bumps into it, it doesn't just feel like a hard week. It feels like a personal failure because we're not just measuring the schedule anymore. We're measuring ourselves against it. And a busy brain does not do well with that kind of pressure. It doesn't go quiet and wait for things to calm down. It starts collecting evidence. Every interpretation becomes proof. Every derailed day becomes data. And before we've even had a chance to actually run the thing, our brain has already built a case against it and against us. This is the part that's really sneaky. That case feels completely rational. It feels like self-awareness. It's like being honest with yourself. But what it's actually doing is holding a brand new expectation up against real life. A doctor's appointment, kids at home, a marketing event, a Sam's run, and calling that a verdict when it was never even a fair test. That's what we're looking at today. Not whether the thing works, whether we ever actually gave it a chance to. And that's what this week's do-over is about. Before I walk you through the do-over for this moment, quick question. Are you driving, folding laundry, or doing like 12 other things while you're listening right now? Yeah, same. So instead of trying to remember everything from this episode, I made you a one-page do-over download. Just go to mybusybrain.com/join and I'll send it straight to your inbox. All right, let's walk through the do-over for this moment. So this do-over is not about lowering your standards. It's not about doing less. It's about being honest with yourself with what kind of day you're actually having. Most expectations we set for ourselves, they were built for a normal day, a regular day, a day where life isn't pulling you in 17 different directions before you even sit down at your desk. And those expectations make complete sense on a normal day. But not every day is a normal day. Am I right? And when an interrupted day shows up, a doctor's appointment, an errand that eats 2 hours of your day, most of us don't adjust the expectation. We keep holding the full day expectation on a half day and then wonder why it doesn't fit. So this week's do-over is called the interrupted day do-over. And it's going to help you recognize when you're in an interrupted day early enough to stop holding a full day expectation against yourself. This do-over has 3 steps. Step 1, name the day you're actually having. Ideally, you catch this early, before anything has gone sideways. You look at your day and you can already see it. The meeting that got added last minute, the phone call from school, and you think, okay, this is an interrupted day. But let's be honest, most of the time, that's not when we catch it. Most of the time, we catch it when we're already in it, right? The commute that got wrecked by the wreck. We're already behind. We're already watching the clock, already doing the math that is just never going to add up. Already feeling that specific kind of panic that says everything is falling apart. That moment counts too. Even then, you can still name it. This is an interrupted day. Not a failed day, an interrupted one. Step 2, give your brain a second to land. This is a step we often skip because once we've named it, we want to immediately fix it. jump straight to adjusting, recalculating, figuring out what's salvageable. But a busy brain that's already in panic mode cannot problem solve from that place. It just can't. So before you adjust anything, take one breath, literally one, and say this out loud or in your head. This is an interrupted day, and one interrupted day is not a verdict on the whole thing. That's it. That's the whole step. You're not solving anything yet. You're just giving your nervous system enough room to think clearly before you ask it to do something hard. Step 3, scale the expectation to fit the day you're actually in. Not forever, just for today. Look at what you had planned and ask yourself one question. Given the day I'm actually having, what would I tell a friend to focus on? Not what you'd tell a friend who had a wide open day. A friend who had this day. The client call that ran long. The coworker who needed you for just, quote unquote, 5 minutes. The errand you forgot about until this morning. That day, what would you tell her was actually possible? What would you tell her was worth protecting? Because here's the thing. You would not look at your friend gripping her steering wheel in a parking lot and say, you still need to get all 10 things done today. You would say, okay, what's the one thing that matters most right now? Start there. That's your scaled expectation. One thing, maybe 2. Not the full day version, the interrupted day version. Here's your permission slip for today. You're allowed to have an interrupted day, and you are allowed to scale what you expect from yourself on that day. That is not quitting. It does not mean you can't handle things. It means you're being honest about the day you're actually in. Because if you're sitting at a red light doing math that is just frankly never going to add up, that's not a sign that you can't follow through. That's a sign that you're holding a full day expectation on a half day. And those two things were never going to fit. The expectation you built, it still counts, and it likely still works on normal days. One interrupted day was never a fair test, and it was never supposed to be. If today's do-over hit home for you, would you like me to send it to you? Every episode of the show comes with a 1-page do-over download, a simple guide that walks you through the reset we talked about today. So instead of trying to remember the steps later, you'll have it right there whenever your brain needs a reset. Just go to mybusybrain.com/join and I'll send it straight to your inbox. All right, my fellow busy brain friends, take a breath, give yourself a little grace, and remember, you can always start again. That's what a do-over really is. Not perfection, just permission. Talk soon.